Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Happy Friday to you. Tom Clark's Main Event here live and in living color as always. Well, one color, white and some black. How's everybody out there? Have you seen the merch? Let's talk about it. Oh, isn't she pretty? Isn't she lovely? Look at that. And if you think that's not good, check out that bad boy right there. Bam! All right. Let me just tell you something right now. I got to be careful with the cup because, you know, hot coffee tends to singe, if you know what I'm saying. How's everybody doing out there? We are at episode 238, baby. We are 38 weeks removed from the 200th anniversary celebration episode of one aforementioned Tom Clark's Main Event. Going strong since 2014. Breaking necks, cashing checks. I don't know what any of that means in regards to this show. I'll get it out. Happy Friday to you, kids. Hope everybody's doing great. I'm going to adjust this light. I feel like I'm staring into the sun as we speak. Oh, isn't that better? I got a face made for radio, baby. Believe that. Let's say some hellos and good mornings and good afternoons. Who was first to the show today? If I say it's not Sandy, he's going to get upset at me. The first comment that I see is Down Under David. David, how are you, my friend? Good day to you in Australia, sir. Check this out. Good day, David in Australia. Good day, Sandy in Germany. God, I love doing this show. Sugar Shane Odom, what's going on, my friend? Carlos Martinez, what's up? Jumpin' Jeff Sharma, how are you doing today? Ray Dean, what's going on? I can't call you Sugar Ray because Shane's got the name Sugar. Although Sugar Ray Dean would have made a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? Ramblin' Ray Dean. You like that? Easy E Elvis Martinez, what's going on, my friend? Jamel in Vegas, what's going on? Belinda, how are you? Christopher Sims, what's up? What's up? How's everybody? Double V, Victor Vasquez in the house. Reggie Camp, what's going on, my friend? Super Dave Yarnell, hope you're doing well. Air Jackson in the house. Before I could even read it, I already said it. It's good. Linda, how are you? Good morning to you, my friend. Molly, good afternoon to you. Thanks for hanging out. You've been here a few times. Thank you much. Cindy, what's going on? Thanks for hanging out. Oh, we got all kinds of people saying hello. Soundbite Shannon, what's going on? Jamie, I'm doing well, my friend. How are you? Chris, what's up, dude? How are you doing today? Good heavens. What's up, Joshua? How are you? Josh, you're in Australia too, aren't you? Or am I just imagining that? James in South Carolina. This is Tom in North Carolina. It is Friday the 13th. No one's buying into that stuff, are they? Ronnie in Arkansas, thanks for hanging out. Kids, before you do anything else and before I seek to entertain you, do me a favor and click that like, the thumbs up, and the heart if you don't mind. Please and thank you. It would mean loads to me. And as you do that, I'm going to share the link on the Twitter machine. Let's see. This moment of typing brought to you by Tom Clark's Main Event. I'll be right back. Be prepared to talk about stuff. Because that's what we do, yeah. I'm putting the hashtag. Did you notice I said putting? Jesus, I'm Southern, aren't I? I'm putting the hashtag. I'm putting a number symbol. I do everything in my power to watch the Southern tone in my voice because I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Let me tell you something right now. Listen, here, dadgummit. I just don't want to be that guy. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've been told that when I get angry, When I become angry or outraged, the startling metamorphosis occurs. I become the incredible Southern guy. I don't know. Kids, click the thumbs up and the heart button for me. There's 41 of you here. Everybody do that for me in rapid succession starting now. Do it. Synchronize your watches. Make it happen. I'd appreciate it. Joshua is in Sydney. Well done, my friend. Joshua, do you know David? It's like the worst thing to ask somebody. Do you know this guy? Because he's in the same country you are. Australia's not that big, is it? I'm just teasing. Just playing. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. It's not a huge news week, but we got some stuff. Oh, Chad, you're missing all kinds of lovely stuff. I just sent a link on the Twitter machine. I talked like a redneck for a second. Oh my God, it's insane fun. Sandy, I think you're the only kraut available, my friend. Is kraut a derogatory term for German? I say that out of ignorance because I really don't know. If it is, my apologies. Jamie says, I want to say with all the WWE releases, we're on the verge of the returning evolution of independent wrestling. Jamie, I think we've been there for a while now. To be fair, I think we've been there for a while. Oh, man, have we got stuff to talk about. Before we go any further, let's get the ticker ticking. There it is. Let's get an overlay happening because that's how we roll. That way, in case any of you guys and gals forget who I is, you can seize me. Where is I? Bam. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. All right. Before we get cranking here today, I want to remind you, good people, of one very important fact. There it is. That if you want this very awesome shirt, if you would like to have this more than very awesome hot coffee mug, then my friends, you can get all you want and then a whole lot more by going to tinyurl.com/Tom Clark Pods, Pods. And baby, look what we have in store for you. If you're a fan of Tom Clark's Main Event, welcome. If you're also a fan of Tom Clark's 6M podcast, yes, we talk about movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. It's an entire geek culture pod. Baby, this is the store for you. We got all kinds of stuff. We've got different themes. We've got catchphrases from the show. What's up, kids? There you go. Where's the dog? Say hey to the boy. By the way, the boy's not here today. Go with God, brother. Hot garbage, of course. It's by popular demand. It's on here. And we'll give you a taste of what we're talking about here, folks. With just the Tom Clark's Main Event logo, here's what you can get. Guess what's now on the site? This is truly awesome. I've been waiting a month of Sundays for this. The baseball caps have arrived. Isn't that cool? Got the logo on there. I'm such a nerd for this stuff, man. They've also got something called the dad hat, which I assume means it's not incredibly stiff and makes you feel like your head's getting suffocated. There's the shirt right here. We'll give you a brief little glimpse of it. So yeah, there you go. We got the Tom Clark models, everybody. Please give a hand to the Tom Clark models. There you go. They'll be down the runway sooner rather than later. We got everything, baby. We got hoodies, we got tees, we got tanks, we got buttons, we've got laptop covers, phone covers, stickers. We've got iPad skins. You name it, we've got it, man. We've got coasters. Look at that pillow. Isn't that pillow awesome? We got a drawstring bag. We got a duffel bag. We got a backpack for it's back to school, baby. Get your backpack now. What are you waiting on? Hook your kid up, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And we've got everything you could possibly imagine that we just talked about and then some with the Tom Clark 6M podcast logo. So again, kids, if you will, go shop the shop. I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean loads to me. And as I've said since the day I put this thing live, I promise you I'm not making a ton of money off of any of you. I assure you of that. Okay. I just want to get the logos out there. Sandy in Germany's bought quite a bit of stuff. I do very much appreciate it. All right, kids, let's get to the show. Who checked out Keith Lee's statement this week on the YouTube? I'm not going to play it here because copyright. Because you can't have fun doing nothing around here because they'll pull that stuff down and make you feel all kinds of bad that you put it up to begin with. That's how we roll, Jack. Listen, for the past several months, everybody, and that means me too, sat back and said, oh, what's WWE doing with Keith Lee? What's going on? They hate him. They hate him. We were all wrong. Well, I don't know. Maybe they hate him. I'm not saying they hate him. Relax. We were wrong about why he wasn't on TV. Turns out Keith had COVID. So did Mia. And Keith had actually had some fallout from the COVID situation. He had some issues infecting his heart. Well, turns out he's okay now. Hopefully, we'll see him back on TV and on a full-time basis and going strong. But a lot of the scuttlebutt that was going on online involved people. Again, I was one of them. I'll be straight with you. Speculating and doing all kinds of stuff about what's WWE doing. Why are they keeping him on TV? They're not doing right by this guy. But let me just tell you something in all due fairness. While a lot of people come at that company because they hate that company, a lot of the rest of us came at that company because we just appreciate Keith Lee to that degree. We wanted to see the guy on TV, man. We wanted to see him in the ring again. We missed him. We appreciate him. We respect his talent and his ability. And we never got to see him. And it's very frustrating for fans of all ages who appreciate Keith Lee. You see what I'm saying? So it's a big deal. Having said all of that, a lot of the stuff that a lot of people were talking about, dude, it wasn't true. Now, does this mean that there's no issues behind the scenes between the company and Keith Lee? No. Does it mean that that there are? No. It really doesn't mean either one. It just means there's either nothing that we need to know about that's really none of our business and there's nothing shady going on, or there's all kinds of stuff that he can't say right now because he's under contract. He doesn't want to make life hard for himself or me. I don't have any answers to any of those questions. Shannon says, goes to show we don't know everything or we shouldn't jump to conclusions. At the end of the day, these people are human and have other things going on outside of wrestling. I completely agree with you. Paul, what's up in Toronto? Is Cam here, by the way? Has anybody seen Cameron? Canadian Cam, hopefully. Cam, are you truck driving today, my friend? Yeah. I always like to welcome everybody. By the way, if any of you are here and if we're not friends on the Facebook and you'd like to be my friend on Facebook, I would surely love a friend request. Please feel free to send it my way. If you look up Tom Clark on Facebook, my son Wesley is the avatar for my page. It's not a logo or my made for radio face or anything. So if you guys are interested, please send me a request. What's up, Danny? How you doing, my friend? Ray says once they changed his music and made him put on a shirt, you knew it was over. Ray, I agree. And this happened before the COVID thing happened, for sure. Kevin, welcome to the show. So yes, guys and gals, if you've not seen the Keith Lee video from the YouTube, please go check it out. I highly advise it, especially for somebody that cares about this guy. There you go. Folks, anybody who would like to be my friend, here's what you can do for me. Send or hit the Wrestling Rumors instant messenger and say, hey, Tom, send me a request. Because if not, I'm going to have to go track everybody down after the fact. So if you guys would do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. That would be awesome. Thank you much. Yeah. So there you go. Apparently Keith Lee, alive and well, happy and healthy finally. So that's a good thing. Very good thing for everybody that appreciates him. Not just as a talent, as a wrestler, but as a man as well. So there you go. Sandy's the man. See that? Tom looks 23 today. You're the man, Sandy. Forever and always, my friend. How many of you kids have seen the Suicide Squad? I'm leading off that today. I wrote a column about it recently on Wrestling Rumors. By the way, your boy is getting back to the grind. I've written 10 columns in about a week. And I listen, I don't like to say anything too loud, but you know what? Maybe I'm getting back to it. I don't know. We'll see. Things have not been the same for me as a full-time writer over the course of the past year and a half, give or take, for various different reasons, which I won't get into right now. So, we'll see where this takes us. I've also, by the way, kids, started a new gig with the Geek Street Society. It's a bit wordy. Cool little website. Go check it out. I'm not doing pro wrestling content for them, which is a bit different, some of you guys and gals might say. I'm doing comic book / movies / TV stuff for them. And I put my first column up today on the sort of the controversy happening over the Shang-Chi and Legends of the Ten Rings flick from the MCU that's coming out September 3rd. My son's birthday, actually. So there you go. The Suicide Squad, by the way, I highly recommend this movie. It's much better than the initial outing. We all kind of knew, those of us who were fans of James Gunn knew that he was going to push the envelope as always, but he was going to make it funny and he was going to make it intense and all the above. And he's more than done that. I highly recommend it. Please go check it out. I endorse it. And if you'd like to, by the way, I've got a spoiler-free review on Wrestling Rumors. So if you'd like to, we're going to show you the page right now here in live and living colors. You can see it. There is all my latest from Wrestling Rumors right now. The most recent article is Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe, getting the attention it deserves. If you scroll down through here, you see all the ones I've written over the course of the past week. There's a review of John. WWE superstar John Cena shines as Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad. Again, kids, this is a fancy schmancy, spoiler-free review of this film. I don't give anything away in this column. You don't have to worry about, oh, I haven't watched it yet, I can't read this. Hogwash, go read it. Enjoy it. If you would do so, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know in comments what you think. I would appreciate the read as always. We love the clicks, baby. We're all living for the clicks. Everybody's working for the clicks. I'm gonna redo that song. So there you go. I much appreciate. Again, I very much appreciate it. So yeah, go check out my work if you would. I think John is in his element in the character of the Peacemaker. He's going to have his own TV show on the HBO Max streaming service next year. I'm anxious to see that. This character is right down his alley. John is extremely great at the deadpan humor / self-deprecating humor. He's excellent. And he is more than in his comfort zone in this particular role. So please go check it out. Again, I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're a comic book guy or gal. Robbie says everyone has to make money any way they can. Highly respect your writing these columns. You are a true. Oh, thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that. It's one thing to get compliments on the podcast, but to read or to get comments on the written stuff, I really appreciate that as well. Molly, I've not checked out Heels. I don't have stars. I think I'm going to get stars because I want to check it out. Please, no spoilers of any kind, everybody, because I think I'm going to go check it out. That'd be awesome. Sugar Shane says 2 years ago today, the world lost the best promoter wrestling ever, Eddie Marlin. I didn't realize it's been 2 years already. It's crazy. Victor says, why they push back the release of Venom again? Brother, I'm in no hurry to watch that movie, if I'm being straight with you. I'm in no hurry. That's just me, though. All right, here we go, kids. Randy Orton is back. I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. Or is it they talk to me? They talk to me. Yeah. Inevitably, my jokey sing-song voice sounds like South Park. I hear voices in my head. It's the truth. That's good. All right. They brought him back with little to no, which means zero fanfare. They just said, hey, Randy's come back. And then Raw went live and they go, hey, there's Randy. Randy, talk. Meanwhile, John gets a surprise return at a pay-per-view, and it's oh my God, it's John Cena. You know, I love John. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, it's kind of funny how things work. Do you know what I mean? Funny how things work. So it's all good. I interviewed Randy once upon a time. He was respectful and professional to me, and I liked the guy a lot. So I heard it opined on a different podcast over the past several days that Randy is not the great big, shining star that WWE puts him over to be. Now, I happen to believe that is all a matter of opinion. If you booked Randy right now as the main event in Madison Square Garden against insert wrestler here, would he sell the place out? Is that fair? If you put John in that same scenario, would he sell the place out? Is that fair to John? It is the pandemic era after all, still, unfortunately. But I don't know if that's exactly fair to Randy. Shannon says Randy always gets a nice pop. 100%. 100%. There you go. Well, Jamel, the word is that they've not broken up RK Bro. I'm just saying. That supposedly that was a love tap. I only gave him the RKO because I like him. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing surprises me from that company. I think you guys know that clear and well by now. I'm not going to do a lot of main roster stuff today on the show, kids. Spoiler alert. No, sir. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me either. So we got plenty of time in the coming weeks to talk about main roster stuff, plenty of stuff happening with that company. But I'd like to get over to other companies as well today. So let's talk about ratings before we move on to other topics at hand. This week's SmackDown 2.04 compared to 2 million last week. All right, last week, you know what I'm saying. Raw down from 1.82 to 1.79. There you go. There is a little bit, it's just a smidge, it's like that much of WWE main roster news. What do you think? I aced it. Shut up. I know I did. Don't even play. You guys are the best. All right. Let's get on to other stuff. Let's talk about some NXT, shall we? Ray's not going to want to hear this. I knew. See that? As soon as I came back over to the comments, there it is. Ray wants to talk about his boy. Who's his boy, you ask? There you go, Ray. It's all for you, baby. So, it's possible Adam Cole, baby, will not be going to the land of eliteness after all. It's entirely possible he's staying in NXT. Now, I don't have 100% guaranteed headlines for you that you can take to the bank and cash it in, Jack. I don't. Wish I did. Wouldn't that be awesome? Right now, we don't know what's going to happen. The word is that he is in discussions on new contract with NXT/WWE. We'll see what happens, okay? Let me ask you guys and gals a question out there in main event land. By the way, you're all main eventers. That's what I'm going to name the fans. Someone, I think it might have been Sandy that threw that to me. All the fans of the show, you're main eventers. You like that? I like it. So anyway, I haven't come up with anything better. How about that? What if you're all right? So you're Adam Cole. What would it take for you to stay? I want everybody in the comments to be blunt. Don't curse. Be professional. Be adult. I don't mean that kind of bluntness. We them MFers can do this and they can. Not that. Come on, relax. But be blunt. You're Adam Cole. What would it take for you to stay? And be realistic. Don't tell me WWE Championship at WrestleMania in the main event. Be realistic. What would it take for you to stay if you were Adam Cole? Would it be money? And by the way, if it is money, don't anybody go hating on Adam Cole. These guys have to go for every dollar they can, every time they can. Do you want to know why? Because eventually the body, just surprise, surprise, breaks down. So if you can get the cash, take the cash. Show me the money. If you can get the payday, go with God, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. If it's me, absolutely. Jamel says creative control. Jamel, I love your answer. Never going to happen. Carlos says money. Probably going to happen. Let's see. Ray says Intercontinental belt works too. Ray, I would say that's probably definitely a great possibility. Sugar Shane says Adam again with creative control with Cole. No, sir, never going to happen. Joshua says be a main eventer, not a leader of NXT. On the main roster, I don't know, brother. That's a tough one. I don't know if they would ever. I don't know if they're going to do that. Everybody's saying creative control. I love you guys so much, but you know that's never going to happen in Vince McMahon's world. Ray Dean says keep his name and trademark. By the way, just as an aside, Ray, have you heard all this crap going on about their copywriting they're trademarking your actual name? What? Like your birth name, for God's sake. Really? Shut up. Dude, what? Listen, if you needed any more info on where that company is mentally and maybe morally, I'm sorry, I'll say it. That's what you need to know. Rebecca says, how can they do that? Oh my God, that's a great freaking question. They're trying. Shannon says, as long as Cole's in WWE, especially if he goes to the main roster, it will not happen. Talking about creative control. Sandy says Pat versus Adam. Yeah, they've done it already, right? So Dave says Adam doesn't want to go to the main roster. Well, I don't know, baby. Will says 1.5 as long as he gets pulled up to SmackDown since Raw is trash. I think he would thrive on SmackDown. I think he would thrive. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's booking. It's all booking. William says if I'm cut from WWE, my contract money is 100% guaranteed. Ooh. Would they agree to that with anybody? Shannon says, look how long it took Cody to get his, but that's not his real name. Shannon, I see where you're coming from. That's not his real name. Cody's name is Cody Runnels. So that's not his name. I mean, and Dusty was Dusty Rhodes before he got to WWE, which is a very true statement. And I was against WWE keeping the Rhodes name from Cody. That was ridiculous, completely and wholly unacceptable. But I see where you're coming from. However, it's a working name. So there you go. We will see what will happen next. Turmoil, kids, in the NXT and the Black and Gold brand. There's reports online that people are, spoiler alert, unhappy behind the curtain in NXT. I'm not smiling because people are unhappy. I'm smiling because, to be honest with you, if you don't know this, if you can't see it from, I don't know, miles away, something's wrong with you. Okay? Lots of people, I'm sure, are either, I don't want to say upset as in, I'm going to quit, this place sucks. But miffed, maybe. Look at the talent they keep releasing. They are gutting that roster. And what's being said this week, if you believe anything you hear online, which is a terrible thing to lead off a comment with, yes. But if you believe just a smidge of anything's been said online this week, reported by supposedly reputable sources online, you can go look it up, kids. I'm not sourcing anybody here because I'm not mentioning anybody here specifically. But supposedly what's going on here is that they're upset because the roster is getting gutted, number one. Number two, Vince wants younger and he wants bigger. You know, for years, how when we were all kids, they were always talking about, WWE's the land of the giants, pal. He loves the big men. It's all he wants. Is this a surprise to anyone? He still loves them. I'm just saying. So yeah, dude, it's not a surprise to me in the slightest. He wants to go younger and he wants to go bigger. No more smaller guys. Hence why he's releasing a bunch of smaller guys. Now, Bronson Reed's not a small dude by any stretch of the imagination. However, what does all that mean? Super Dave says Vince can care less about NXT. I agree to that with that to a certain extent. If it's a project that can make money for him, he cares about it. That's what I'll say, in my opinion. Does he care about the creative of it? Probably not. That, again, my opinion. That's just my take. Just my take. Carlos says, yeah, there's one of the things flying around right now is Triple H and Vince had some words. I don't know. What kind of words can you have with your father-in-law, honestly, that aren't like, hey, let's just have a talk? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Again, you take this stuff with a grain of salt. We all need to. Sandy's watching while driving. Sandy, you're the freaking man. Sandy, what kind of car you drive? I'm interested. Is it a German model car? I'm legit curious. Rebecca says, do you think Triple H did not know about the cuts? I don't know if he didn't know. I would be shocked if he didn't know. I'd be shocked. Sugar Shane says, I told y'all years ago, if Vince took control over NXT, it would be like what he did with ECW, NXT will crumble. Well, listen, when we talked about NXT moving from the network to USA, what did we say on this show? Go back in the archives, watch and or listen and or both. We said, if Vince gets his hands on this brand, it will change forever and probably not for the better. We said that here. Go look it up. Sandy says he drives a Mini Cooper S with 192 PS. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. I was just curious. No one has to tell me what they drive. Please. It's all good. I was just curious. Yeah, Rebecca, there's something else being thrown around. The networks are not happy either. Yeah. It looks like a mess. As my mom would say, it's a mess. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, folks. No joke. It's going to be interesting to see and watch everything unfold over the next couple of months. I wish that company, honestly, nothing but the best, because there's a lot of really, really good people employed there on camera and behind the camera as well. I don't want to see WWE fail. I certainly don't want to see NXT fail. I hope they pull it together with this. I really do. CM Punk. All right. CM Punk made the media rounds this week, and everybody and their daddy said, CM Punk, AEW or no AEW, give me the straight dish. Give it to me. And Punk, in all his ambiguous loveliness, sidestepped, had fun with it, winked and nodded. CM Punk is coming to All Elite Wrestling. He'll be there next Friday. They've got Cult of Personality by Living Color. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Cult of Personality. And I don't have any sources. This is me telling you what I think. Notice I didn't say, this is what's going to happen. This is God's word. This is the word of Tom. I'm just giving you what I think you're going to see next Friday. I think he's there. I think he's going to be there. I think if it comes out that he signed a 2-year contract, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you what I want. I want CM Punk on a 2-year deal, and I want to see him have some fantastic matches. And I don't want to hear this stuff about, well, Tom, this is how he's going to wrap his career up. He wants to end it on his terms, and it's just a farewell tour. I don't care about any of that. I really, really don't. I think if Punk never wrestled again, I'd be perfectly okay with that. And I said it before. If he doesn't show up next Friday, I'm not going to be like, it's the worst day ever. I'm fine with it because I like him and I respect him and I want him to do what's best for him. As a fan, I'd love to see him back. Of course I would. As a fan, I'd love to see him in an AEW ring. Of course I would. If he chooses not to go, I'm okay with it. Dennis says NXT will be dead this time next. Unfortunately, it's the best of the three. They seem to be hurting Cannon's career. Karrion Kross's career. Anyone notice when Charlotte beat Rhea to become 13-time champ, but Charlotte the next night she's 11-time? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're the NXT thing, as we said before, it's a mess, folks. It's a mess. No, dude, he's done a couple different things, Ray. He's done a couple different things. I've not watched him, but I've seen clips, and hey, it looks like he's good. Looks like he's good. So, yeah. What else you guys and gals saying about this? Shane, we're going to get to Rampage. I promise you. I didn't miss your comment. I promise you. We'll get there. Ooh, Bart with a hot take. Don't believe it. Punk is done. Bart, you could very well end up being right, my friend. And if you are, I have no issues with that at all. I'm a little heartbroken because I want to see Punk in the ring again. But dude, if I don't, it's okay. It's okay. I promise you this, more than likely I will get a sound night's sleep next Friday, despite what happens. So sure, I'd love to see him there. Like I'd love to see Bryan Danielson, excuse me. But if none of that stuff happens, it's okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? We'll all live. It'll be fine. Let's see. Oh my God. Eric says, just tuning in, baby napping on my chest and all. Eric, what a great thing, man, to be a dad. Congrats, my friend. That's awesome. Very, very awesome. You have a good weekend yourself, my friend. That's great. Nothing better, is there? When my kid was an infant, a lot of time, not like infant, like having to be held infant, but like in the first couple, 2-3 months or something, I'd sit on like the recliner and I spread my legs and put my feet up and lay him right between my legs so he can't go anywhere. And I'd take a nap. You know what I mean? He'd be asleep with his arms up. You know how they do. Oh, God, my kid will be 13 September 3rd. I feel so old. Makes me so sad. Yeah, makes me so sad. Rebecca says money talks. If the price is right, CM Punk will do it. I agree with that. James with a good take. If he doesn't sign, it sucks. AEW is pumping it. That's why I believe he'll be there. Because to this point, James, to your point, and to this point in time, I don't recall AEW ever teasing something they wouldn't deliver on, or ever, doing a bait and switch. I think that company is too new and too young and too fresh to string you along like that, like the other company does all the time. That's how I feel. I'm just saying. There we go, kids. So let's see what happens with Punk. What about what happened on Dynamite this past week? Paul White's big show of violence. See what I did there? Because Paul White used to be the big show, and now it's a big show of violence. I'm having a good day. Can you tell? He's not done, folks. He's going to work again, and he's going to work in an AEW ring. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about it? Do you guys care about seeing Paul White, FKA Big Show, competing in an AEW ring? What do you guys and gals think about this? I think it's very intriguing. I think if you're Luchasaurus, you're backstage and you're extremely happy. I think if you're Wardlow backstage, you're extremely happy. You know what I mean? Honestly, a lot of the big guys are like, "Oh, Big Show's here, yeah." You know what I mean? For sure. Timothy says Paul White still got it. We'll see. He's moving slow. He's moving slow. And I'll be honest with you. Ring rust is a funny thing. Getting out of the ring is a funny thing. Here's what I mean by that. You assume that when a guy gets out of the rhythm of wrestling, his body gets a chance to heal up. And you're like, well, he's not constantly getting dropped on his head 8 days a week. Not constantly landing on his back. Body heals up. But here's another issue. Those muscles that you use are not getting used anymore. Your back, which is calloused from hitting a pro wrestling ring from X number of years, you don't lose that, but it lessens to some degree, perhaps. And the longer you're out of the ring, sure, you should feel better. Are you going to move as good, or are the injuries then going to catch up to you? Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you're in the heat of the moment and your adrenaline is pumping, you don't feel an injury. You don't even know you've been cut or whatever the case may be. You don't even know a bone is fractured or whatever, because you're in the heat of it and the stuff's pumping and you're going like crazy, right? But stop and the rhythm's over and the heat's died down, no adrenaline is pumping. Then what happens? You get cold, right? I'm just throwing it out there to you. Elvis is speculating on the return of Becky Lynch. I cannot wait for the man to come back. Bart says, how's AEW going to get all these stars TV time? Bart, I love that question. Here's how I'll answer. Dynamite, Dark, Elevation, Rampage. That's how I answer. 4 different shows. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 of them are internet. Doesn't matter. Khan's theory, Khan's MO in this whole thing, time as I possibly can. Because he wants to get everybody a payday. That's why there's like 200 matches on Dark and Elevation both, because he wants to give these guys and gals ring time. Okay. And so that would be my answer to your question. My answer is the guy who doesn't work for Tony Khan, right? But that's how I see it, is there are opportunities there to get these guys ring time. Now, can they make it work? We'll see. That's an excellent question, actually. Eric says, what do you think about Caster getting in trouble for his rap on Dark episode? I mean, it was filmed a week earlier. So Khan says he never heard the rap. He wasn't out there, didn't hear it. And he went on to say, when asked about it, that from moving forward, he was going to have Caster do the rap in front of him before he did it live. Next thing you know, what we're hearing is that Caster's been suspended for 3 months and has to go sensitivity training. I don't think that's been confirmed by the company, but I could be wrong unless it's happened in the past 24 hours or so. I don't think it was confirmed as of yesterday. Here's the thing, folks. I debated somebody about this a couple, 2-3 days ago, and it was a friendly debate, nothing harsh. But my point was, you can't do certain things in 2021. Certain things that flew in the Attitude Era, you can't do anymore. You just can't. You know what I mean? That's not me saying it's right or wrong. That's me being realistic. And in this day and age of the wokeness and all that other stuff, and look, you can love that or hate it. It's perfectly fine with me. Wherever your political views are, it's where they are. Okay. But you have to be aware of your environment. You have to be aware of your situation. You can't do and say certain things in this day and age. You just can't. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not cool anymore. So he's a grown man. Caster's not 19 years old. He's a grown man. He should know better for a lot of the things he said. And if his thought was, well, it's not going to be on live TV, does it matter? A lot of people are watching this product, and the answer is it doesn't matter that it was just online, because look what happened. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not throwing shade Caster's way. You know what I mean? Because people say, oh, well, Tom, what about John Cena back in the day? That's different, kids. You don't think John, everything he said for the most part was approved ahead of time? And plus, when John was coming up doing this thing, the company wasn't as PC as they are now. And they definitely weren't PG. Ruthless Aggression was not PG. Ruthless Aggression, there's a hard PG-13 sometimes. Dude, come on. There's no comparison there, in my opinion. In my opinion, there's no comparison. That's how I feel. Jamel says, I didn't think it was that bad, but my wife was like, I can't believe you said. And Jamel, there you go. What may not be bad to us could be very bad to someone else. And that's why you have to take everyone into consideration. Does this mean you sanitize yourself and your product and you're scared to death to put it on TV? Of course not. But people need to use their common sense. When you make a joke about Simone Biles, when you make a rape joke about the Duke lacrosse team, when you make a joke about what's her name, Hart's private parts, for lack of a better term, it's tasteless. It's all tasteless. And the idea that, well, he said what he said about Renee Young, oral sessions and all that, and it was a wink and a nod and that kind of thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was okay with that either. I personally wasn't. Did that mean the whole world went into outrage? No. But dude, listen, it's up to you to monitor what your kids watch, and it's up to you whether or not you want to watch something. So if you don't like what he's saying, you can always turn the channel. That doesn't excuse anything. At the same time, I do believe that company has a responsibility to its viewers. Toby says, but yet Jimmy Uso remains a champion. I made that case, and it fell on deaf ears with some people. Dave says, hey, Tom, in your opinion, Paul White, WWE Hall of Fame worthy? Oh, my God, he's worthy right now. He was worthy the day he walked out of that company. And before. Of course he is. Absolutely. 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 All day long. All day long. Kids, the fifth labor of Jericho happened. Wasn't the fifth? So he had Spears, he had Gage, he had Juventud. That was the fourth? Yeah? Yeah. So what did you think about the Jericho and Wardlow match from Dynamite? What'd you guys think about this? I thought it was a good match. I think they did really, really well in putting over Wardlow as the monster that he can be. I think they had to. I don't think they had much of a choice. The screwy finish at the end, excuse me, it is what it is. It's perfectly okay. Some people lost sleep over that. I really didn't, to be straight with you. I didn't really get upset over that at all. You had to take it home somehow. Some people are saying, well, should Gage have been the last one? I think maybe Gage should have been the last one. But to be honest with you, it kind of makes sense that Wardlow's the last one before he gets to MJF. Why? Because Wardlow is his right-hand man, his muscle. Okay. And if you can't get past the muscle, because he's hired to protect the guy. If the muscle fails the guy, then the guy's going to get destroyed. I love the step put into effect that Chris cannot use the Judas effect. Is that similar to it being said Mox couldn't use the paradigm shift, but he used it anyway? We'll see. What's up, guys? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, Molly, we just touched on that. Chris has got 100 ways to beat somebody. Now, they put over the Judas effect as it being unstoppable. No one's ever kicked out of it with good reason. I love when a guy's move gets put over. Well, the one-winged angel is the same deal. No one kicks out of one-winged angel. I think maybe I debated this with Phil one day. I swear I think Okada kicked out at one time, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I am. But yeah, dude, we'll see. But I mean, he's got 100 different ways to beat you. So I don't think it's going to handicap him in the slightest. So we'll see. Yeah, Walls Jericho, the Lion Tamer, the Code Breaker. It's good to have an arsenal, isn't it? Not just one or two moves. It's pretty cool. Oh my God, Eric, good freaking call. Yeah, he can't use the song either. Not just the Judas effect. Back to another point made earlier, but can't use the song either. Yeah, it's not going to matter because as soon as he hits the stage, the crowd's going to start singing. They're going to sing the whole song. I'm here for it. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Oh my God. They're going to get every word. I hope they get every word right. It's great. Wouldn't it be cool if Chris has it queued up on the Tron? Like he comes out and he turns around and points and it's got like the ball going from one word to another. That'd be cool. I don't think he needs to. But that'd be cool. Carlos says he probably gets help to beat MJF because he is really hurt. We'll see. Everybody's talking about Jericho is getting ready to go back on tour with Fozzy, and he is. And that's going to explain a lot of stuff, but we'll see. Goss says Ibushi's the only person to kick out of One Winged Angel. Okada got a rope break. Well done. Well done. Elvis says Jericho's on my Mount Rushmore. Despite that, I disagree with his stance on politics. You and me both, my friend. I'm just saying. My show. I'll say what I want. So, yeah, you and me both. That's how I feel 100%. And some of his other views are a little wacky. I like his pod. I don't like his pod all the time. That's just me. That's just me talking. Kids, here it comes. Guess what happens just hours from now, depending on where you are in the world? AEW Rampage is coming your way tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, I'm not shilling for the company. Everybody relax, okay? We're going to give you a quick little something. This is the only preview as of right now that I know of. This is only 3 matches that they have previewed officially. Now, unless something's changed since early this morning, we'll see. A lot of people have been talking about this, talk about it right now. And in her hometown of Pittsburgh, PA, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Red Velvet for the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, Sugar Shane has thrown it in the comments here more than one time today. Wouldn't it be cool that after the match, lights go down, come back up, and AJ Lee is in there in the ring? Does AJ want to work again? Here's what I would think would be cool. AJ starts skipping around Britt. Do you know what I mean? That'd be cool. I love AJ. I love AJ a lot. James says, hello from vacation. What's up, James on vacation? I'm going to be there next week too on the vacation. Can't wait. By the way, kids, terrible to announce to you, Tom Clark's main event will not be here next Friday. I'm going to be on vacation. I just told you. Okay. But here's what I'm going to try to do. I may try to program a little something next week at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to roll live anyway on the service that I use here. Now, rolling a pre-recorded video is an option to roll it live. Okay. So if you guys and gals are so inclined to watch 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week on Friday, it will not be on the Wrestling Rumors Facebook page. So if all 32 of you here today are not watching, or are watching on Wrestling Rumors, but are not friends of mine on the Facebook, you got to get a request to me. That way you can be my friend and or follow Tom Clark's Main Event on Facebook. Okay. And I will deliver, hopefully, that's the plan, to deliver a pre-recorded show next Friday. So it may be evergreen in nature, or it could be an older episode of an interview that I did at one point. Not a video interview, but an audio interview. I haven't quite decided yet. So if you guys are interested in that, that's something you'd like to see or hear, let me know. And again, if you want to see it, I will not be posting that on the Wrestling Rumors page. I don't want to clog up their feed that day with a pre-recorded video. So there you go. How do we feel about Baker versus Velvet? Ray says Britt's coming off like a massive face because she is a massive face. Yes, sir. We do need a DMD button, Shannon. I got to get on that. I'd watch if nobody else was on. Was Britt? In other words, you're a Britt fan, is what you're saying. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes for vacation. I appreciate you. I'll miss you guys next Friday. You hear that stupid bird? I hate that bird. Did you hear that? God, I hate that bird. God, I hate that Bob Barker. By the way, the Happy Gilmore episode of Tom Clark Season Podcast is available right now. Apple Pods, Google Pods, Audible, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Spotify, and the YouTube. Bam. There we go. So let's preview the second match here, kids. Miro defending the AEW TNT Championship against Fuego del Sol. Why do people love Fuego del Sol as much as they do? Can anyone explain this fascination with this guy to me? Can anybody explain it? Because I genuinely don't know. Toby says, I find it weird Christian's getting an Impact title shot. If he loses, why would he get a shot at the AEW belt? Because, first of all, that would give Kenny more fire than it would give Chris, right? Because, and plus, if they cheat to win over Chris tonight, which they probably will, that could give Chris some fire back on him and say, you know what, you would have lost that belt Friday night if not for your boys. So at All Out, your boys are banned from ringside. That'd be interesting, right? That'd be the way to go, don't you think? I spoke to Tony Khan. He agrees with me that the Elite should be banned from ringside. That's one way to take it. Oh, I see. Thank you, Eric. From Sammy's vlog, he built up Fuego. Well done. Thank you for that, my friend. Ray says if Del Sol wins, he gets AEW contract. So I see him winning by count. Yeah, he'll win by DQ or something. Fuego's the same. Yeah, thank you, Tim. Thank you for that. Yeah. Chris says Miro will mess him up. You better believe it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. He did. Miro gave a lot last week, dude. Who did Miro work last week? Remind me who Miro worked last week. TNT Championship. Why am I drawing a blank? Can't remember. Somebody remind me who he worked last week because he gave that kid a lot. Oh my God, who did he work last week? I can't remember. Thank you, Tim. Lee Johnson. Thank you. Shoddy. He gave that kid a lot last week, didn't he? I don't know if he'll give Del Sol that much. You would think since he gave Johnson so much last week, he won't give Del Sol that much this week, but we'll just have to wait and see. The main event tonight, kids. Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against one aforementioned Christian Cage. There you go. I did not see Bronson calling out Miro, Jamel. Well done. Bronson wants a job. I can't blame him. I hope he gets one soon. He may have one already for all we know. What if Hangman and Page interferes tonight? That would set up Page versus Cage and distract Christian, right? I don't know. We'll see. Anything can happen. Marcus says, well, AEW Rampage would be better than AEW. Sure, why not? As good or better. We can hope for that. You want to know why? Because Dynamite's already a pretty good show, depending on whose side you're on, or what opinion you have, I should say. I'm perfectly okay with it. Oh, did I say I've got a? Yep, my bad. Thank you, Vic. Vic called me out. Vic, you called me out, my friend. I'm perfectly okay with that. Let's fix that. Let's fix that right now. My apologies, kids. Vic called me out, and he's totally right. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage, Impact World Championship. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate you. Yikes. My bad. My bad, kids. He's got the AEW World title match at All Out. So there you go. I'm interested to see what happens tonight. I'm anxious for the show. I've started vacation, so I got nowhere to be tomorrow. I may sit up and celebrate Christian's win or loss. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, folks, for sure. Should be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I always want stuff to be fun. If I haven't got that fact over to you kids yet, I'm just here to have fun. Make a little cabbage, sure, but also to have fun. It's important that we all have fun. Pro wrestling, spoiler alert, is supposed to be fun. Remember those days when you could just have fun watching pro wrestling and didn't have to worry about anything else? Well, guess what, folks? I miss those days. I want to bring them back. What are your thoughts on Omega versus Christian for the Impact World's Heavyweight Championship? According to sources, AEW Dynamite went below 1 million in ratings. They did. And speaking, Robbie, segue. This week, AEW 989,000 compared to last week's 1.10 million. They did dip this week. NXT up tremendously because they were on Sci-Fi last week from 520 to 751. There's your ratings, kids. There's your ratings. So yeah. I'll be honest with you. I was hoping that they were going to maintain, if for no other reason, just because it's cool. Because another pro wrestling company is getting ratings and getting a following, and they still have their following. Don't misunderstand me. 989 is still tremendous for a company that didn't exist till 2 years ago. Think about that for a sec, everybody. The company didn't exist till 2 years ago. And on any given night, they're drawing 1 million people to watch the show. Are you kidding? What? That's impressive. I don't care who you are or what your opinion is. I don't care. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, everybody's talking about seeing. We covered Punk in here already, kids, on today's show. Chris opines, what if Bryan Danielson comes out to distract Omega? I'm down with that too. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, we'll see. Let's open the floor up. And since everybody is opening the floor up, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this right now. All right, Ray Dean, it's open floor. Ray, A Tribe Called Quest or Wu-Tang Clan? Okay, and if CM Punk debuts at All Out or debuts next week at Rampage in Chicago, in the United Center, and I'm trying to follow this up. Can I send you a video of me doing a happy dance? I can't. I didn't bring it home. I kind of I botched the ending there, kids. I wanted to hit Ray before. Oh, look, he's already hit me. Ray says Eric B and Rakim are Redman. And if Adam Cole won another title and had a victory party and invited you, plus 20 friends, could I come? You'd be the first person I'd call. And by the way, Eric B and Rakim. I like Redman, but I love Eric B and Rakim. There you go. Yeah, we didn't mention that, Elvis, did we? I mean, Tony's son, when you hear the words Tony Schiavone, say, he's a grown freaking man, dude. He's like 42 or something. He's like, he wants to be a wrestler. This scrappy young kid, this little upstart, this little champ. Come here, you little scamp. You want to be a wrestler? Come on. All right, let's teach you how to wrestle. He's like 42 and he's like a chain smoker. I mean, he's like recently divorced, has 5 kids. I'm just playing. I thought that was funny. Ray, you're the man. Thank you, dude. Oh, yeah, I take Wu-Tang as well. By the way, kids, if you're Wu-Tang Clan fans, last night on the 6M podcast, Phil and I did Enter the Wu-Tang Clan 36 Chambers album review. I had so much fun doing it. I can't even lie. It's really, really good. I hear AEW Women's title is the main event of tonight. It is the main event of tonight, Tim. I think you're right about that. How did I forget that? And you know what? That would make sense because why would you let the Impact Championship, which is not your title, be the main event match? Well said, Tim. Well done. Honestly, that kind of flew right over me. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens tonight. Who do I think will win at SummerSlam? Easy, he says. Roman and Lashley. There you go. What do I think about Bray? Do you think he goes to AEW? 2 things about Bray. As does the last time I checked, his Twitter handle still includes WWE in the handle. It does. At WWE Bray Wyatt is still in there. Interesting. But on his Instagram, he's pushing the idea of the cult of Wyndham, cult with a K, the cult of Wyndham. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's interesting. I want to see Bray / Wyndham Rotunda back on his feet. I want to see him back on TV. I did not listen to the Shook ones, Ray. I still got to do that, man. Tim says Jericho on commentary tonight. Can't wait. 100%. Yeah, Omega's the first match. Yep. Well done, Chris. If Impractical Jokers were to come to North Carolina to do a wrestling themed prank via HVW, would you do something with them? I hate that show. I hate that show. I'm sorry. To any Impractical Jokers fans out there, please pardon my discretion, but I hate that show. I walk in on my wife or kid watching and go, oh, I hate this show so much. Because they're like behind the wall or something, behind a curtain or something. Hey, tell her you're a monkey. Tell her. And then he does it. I'm a monkey. And they go, oh, and they're going crazy and pulling their hair out and puking because they're laughing so hard. Me personally, I just don't find it funny. I know what y'all are thinking. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? Something, he bump his head? Thank you, Shannon. I will. Thank you. We have broken the 1 hour mark, kids. Before we get out of here, can I share a little something with you? I would very much appreciate it. As I said to you kids before, I have another new writing gig, and this time I'm on Geek Street Society. Man, is that a mouthful? Geek Street Society. Yes, go check it out. Shang-Chi's theatrical exclusive release, What It Means for Marvel. Isn't it pretty? I wrote it, got some stuff for you to watch, got some stuff for you to read, even got some Scarlett Johansson because, my God, she's gorgeous. I just love her. I can't help it. You can't fault the guy. I'm in love with her. I can't. Don't tell the one I'm married to. Don't make things weird for me. Why can't we just keep this on the DL? Yeah, there I am. Look at that mug at the bottom of that picture. Yeah, so if you're like a geek culture guy, and by the way, a little bit of everything on this website, go check it out. Go give me a read. That would be awesome of you to do so. Very cool of you to do so. Yeah, and Shannon's plugging the World of Wrestling page started by one Sandy Klein of Germany Way. Absolutely. Go check the page out as well. Yeah, so everybody, listen. I'm about to bug. I'm about to bounce. I'm about to blow. I'm about to split. I'm about to dip. The other day, my kid said the word dip. I said, what'd you just say? And he's like, dip. If the words dip. He speaks in a monotone. The words dip. And I was like, what are you talking about? Does that mean leave? He goes, yeah. I said, how long has dip mean to leave? He goes, forever. And him and his friend are laughing as if I'm a complete moron. I said, why have I never heard this before in my entire life? I talk to people younger than me all the time, and I've never heard it ever. Isn't that funny? Anyways, listen, we're going to get out of here. Again, folks, we will not have a live feed next week. Tom Clark's main event will not be live next week, but I will try to queue something up for you to play live 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week for you guys and gals to check out. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks again, as always, for hanging out with us today here, folks. Everybody, please, as always, have a great weekend. I love you guys to death. Thanks so much for hanging out. Tom Clark's main event.